Hi friends, welcome to Azure Content. This is part 4 in Pyspark playlist. In the previous videos, we have gone through the introduction to Pyspark and what is RDD, which is Resilient Distributed Dataset, and we have also seen various methods or ways to create an RDD. And we have also covered what is RDD partitioning and how to do that using coalesce function and repartition function. So in this video, we will start RDD operations. So basically, RDD in Apache Spark supports two types of operations. The first operation is called RDD Transformation and the second one is RDD Action. So in this video, we will have a theoretical idea of what is RDD Transformation and how it is different from RDD Actions. So what is the difference between transformation and action? We will see in details in this video. So let's start from transformation. So the first point says RDD transformations are the operations which creates and results in a new RDD by applying some computation or manipulation on top of the data. So basically when we transform the data by applying some business logic on top of the RDD, it results into a new RDD because RDDs are immutable in nature. So we cannot modify an existing RDD. It always creates a new RDD when we apply some kind of transformation. So the output that we get after the transformation has been executed on top of the RDD is a new RDD. So every time we apply some sort of transformation on the RDD, it will create a new RDD as a result. Okay, so I hope this point is clear. Now moving on to the next point, transformations in RDD are lazy operations. So what do you mean by lazy operation? So basically when we apply transformation on top of RDD, it does not get executed immediately. We need to call some action on top of the transformation in order to execute those transformations. So that's why transformations are called lazy operations or lazy evaluation, because whenever we apply any sort of transformation, it does not get executed until or unless an action is performed. Okay, so these 2 points are covered. Now coming to the next point, it says when the transformation is executed on RDD, it results in a single or multiple new RDDs. So depending on what kind of transformation we are applying on the RDD, it may result in a new single RDD or multiple new RDDs. But definitely the transformations executed on RDD will create new RDDs, either single or multiple RDDs depending on the transformation, because the reason is RDDs are immutable in nature and transformation always create new RDD without updating the existing one, and it will result into the chain of RDD transformations, which is also called RDD lineage. We will see this point in details with the help of a diagram or an image. You can see this. So Apache Spark behind the scenes creates RDD lineage. Whenever we apply some sort of transformation on RDD, it results in new RDD. And before landing onto the final result, it might have to go through a lot of different transformations in between, which would be memorized in the Spark cluster behind the scenes, but it won't get executed until or unless an action is triggered. Okay, so suppose here we are trying to apply some kind of transformation, say T1. So RDD1 is going to change into RDD2 because we have applied some sort of transformation here. And then suppose we are doing some kind of split transformation to divide even and odd numbers. So here again the another kind of transformation is applied on top of the RDD2 and it results in two different RDDs. And at the end we are trying to union these two RDDs and again applying some sort of transformation. So there are multiple transformations which are going behind the scenes and it indirectly creates RDD lineage. Okay, and at the end we get a single result after an action is performed on top of the RDD transformation. Okay, so whenever we apply multiple transformations on top of RDDs, it would be memorized in the Spark cluster memory, but it won't get executed until or unless some action is performed or some action is called out on top of the transformation logic. Okay, and it will result in the new RDD. Okay, so let's see what are the examples of transformations in RDD. We will see each of these in details in upcoming videos, but for now you can see these are the examples of transformations like flat map, map, filter, sort by key. These are some of the transformations which we can apply on top of the RDDs and it will result in a new RDD after some kind of action is called out. For example, if we call collect function, then it will return a new RDD after applying these kind of transformations. Okay. So now let's talk about what are actions in RDDs. So actions are the operations that return some kind of result or some kind of output when we apply this on the RDDs. Okay. So basically actions are different from transformations because actions do not result in a new RDD. It results in some kind of output as a result of the action being performed on the RDD. So for example, if you see, these are the examples of actions: count, first, max, reduce, collect. So if you see, if we apply first function on top of the RDD, then it will result in an integer. Similarly, if we apply count function or if we take count action on top of the RDD, then it will result in only single digit value, which is just a number or an integer, but it's not going to return an RDD as the output. Okay. So this kind of operation which will result in some output which is not a new RDD is called action, but transformations will always result in a new RDD as and when we execute the transformation, then it results in a new RDD. Okay. So now this is covered. Now let's go to second point. So actions are eagerly evaluated, unlike transformation, which does lazy evaluation. Actions are always eagerly evaluated, which means they compute the result immediately as soon as we perform an action on the RDD. Unlike transformation that we talked about, transformations are not executed immediately. It is executed only if we perform some action on top of the transformation. But it is not the same case in action. Action are immediately executed or evaluated once we apply it on the RDD. Okay. Now coming to third point, any function on RDD that results or returns other than RDD is considered as an action in Pyspark programming. So as I discussed, the output of an action will always result in some kind of data which is not a new RDD. Okay. So that is the difference between RDD action and RDD transformation. Okay. Now coming to this point, action function triggers the transformation to execute. So we have already talked about it. The transformation will not get executed unless and until we accompany it with some kind of RDD actions. Okay. So actions are used to trigger the transformation and execute the transformation on top of RDD as well. And we have already talked about the examples. You can see the examples of actions are count, first, max, min, reduce, collect. These functions are called actions in RDD. Okay. So these are the differences between transformation and action. You can keep this in mind and it will also help in interview related question related to Pyspark. Okay. So this was just a theoretical video. In upcoming session, we will see practically what are the RDD operations in details, and we will also cover it in details with the help of practical demonstration by writing the code and using these kind of operations, that is transformation and actions. Okay. So I hope this video helps you to get the theoretical idea about what is RDD transformation and what is RDD action. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked the video. Please hit on like button and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. And please hit on the bell icon to get notification whenever I add videos. Thank you.